I absolutely love Hollowknight, even if it's really hard. So I may not ever actually complete the game myself. Instead, I'll have to show my love for it by making plushies and dolls of all the characters because the designs in it is just amazing. And when I say make plushies and dolls out of all the characters, I mean all the characters. Whenever I'm playing it myself or I'm watching a playthrough, anybody I meet, immediately I want to make that thing. I want to hold it in my hands like a wee babe. I must own it. I must touch it. But I can't make all of them straight away, so we are starting with the main little dude. I had this fleece from an old work uniform. I was supposed to hand it in when I quit, but free material. Oh well, whoopsie. I thought it was nice and soft and cuddly, but it did pick up dust like anything. It was a mess. I was constantly cleaning it. I think it was worth it though. I used a pattern I was pretty familiar with. I've used it plenty of times before. It's the same one as the Hosier Yeti. I did it a couple of videos back. But yeah, it was a nice simple base to start with and to work off of. Here we go, stuffing time. It's always really fun to stuff it and see the shape come together. Honestly, I think his belly is a bit too big on this one, but I sketched out his little horn antler things and just cut that straight out of the fabric and sewed around the edge. I didn't bother turning it inside out, they were going to be way too finicky for that. And the most important thing was getting the shape. I gave them structure with some trusty pipe cleaners. The idea was to make his ghost death form and be able to push the antlers back to get his helmet on. So the softer the better. Always important to make sure they're going to face the right way round when you turn it inside out. I've never made that mistake myself, of course. Historically, I have had issues with overstuffing things and making them almost rock hard to cuddle. This time I definitely understuffed it. He's very loose around the shoulders and his neck, so his head's a bit wibbly wobbly. But we live and we learn. I'll get it right eventually. Now, any sensible man would have sewed these eyes on before putting the entire thing together. But I am not that man. I am a foolish man. But you know what? You wouldn't know to look at it. Cloaks are very simple to make, they're just kind of a crescent-shaped bit of fabric. Thus began the painstaking task of folding all these pleats down. It was delightful. We don't need to focus on that though, because it's iron time! In all honesty, I wish I'd thought through the ghost half of his cloak a bit more. I have loads of black fabric. I say that I have loads of old clothes that are all black because I'm so cool and goth like that. But because it's clothes, there's not really enough to stretch as far as I wanted it to. The idea was to have a drapey, flowy sort of black gown on the other side of the cloak, but it's not nearly drapey enough in the end. But here I am doing that anyway. I had a lot of fun making his helmet head thing, even though I had none of the right materials for it. I wanted to put cling film over his head to try and get the best fit I could, the way you do with cosplay and making armour a lot of the time, or general patterns. But I didn't have that, so I used tinfoil. I only had this old air dry clay, which did the job, but it was on its last legs. And in Scotland it has been -10 some mornings, so it took about a week to actually dry before I could paint it. So it was a bit of a mess, but like I said, it was fun. I was originally going to dry brush a bit of grime over the white of the skull, because you know he's been crawling around fighting sane bugs under the ground. But in the end I decided to leave it white because it's grubby enough compared to the actual art in the game, and I liked it. Lastly, I hot glued some black felt onto the inside of the eyes to cover up the white pupils of the ghost doll. And with that, it's time for the finished thing!